My friends, it's time for Intel news because they had their shareholder press conference meeting thing talking about all of their future plans and goodness and the things that we should expect from them. So there's a lot of new details that are coming out, some that are pretty exciting, some that are going to anger the general populace, and some that are just not going to affect anybody ever. So we've got a new roadmap to expect from them, talking about CPUs and GPUs. Intel unveiled the fact that yes, we should be getting 10 nanometer Project Z GPUs, discrete graphics cards, coming in 2020. They will be built on 10 nanometers. In 2021, however, that's when they're going to start shipping 7 nanometer GPUs, which is going to be pretty good. I mean, it's a couple of years behind AMD, but considering the fact that Intel's 7 nanometer is supposed to be better than AMD's 7 nanometer, it might actually be something pretty decent. But they've only talked about it in a server capacity. Right now, they're talking about them being general purpose GPUs and not necessarily just discrete GPUs. Apparently, this is also going to have something involved with Project Foveros, which is the chip stacking stuff, which is kind of like AMD's chiplets, where you can mix and match different parts. With Zen, you have an I/O die, and then you have the chiplets of the CPU cores. With the Project Foveros, or Intel Foveros, whatever we're going to call it, you can actually have CPU cores, fast CPU cores, more efficient CPU cores, slap some GPU cores on there, and then bam, you got a custom-made chip for whatever it is that you want. Intel really kind of is saying that they're going to be doing all of that quite soon. They also mentioned that they will have Tiger Lake coming out sometime in 2020 for the processors. This year is supposed to be Ice Lake and Lakefield. Ice Lake, of course, being the more mobile processor stuff. It's the 10 series that we're looking forward to, the 1120U or whatever is coming out, to the Ultrabooks. Lakefield's also coming out, expected to be using the 3D Foveros packaging and being based on the hybrid CPU architecture. And then Tiger Lake is supposed to be a new CPU core architecture with Project Z actually powering the graphics on it, the integrated graphics on it, and then actually being good. But they're saying it's mobility defined, supposed to be 10 nanometers. That's when we're supposed to actually have 10 nanometer CPUs in a mass scale from Intel. They are saying that they should start producing more Ice Lake 10 nanometer stuff later this year, but then they're going to shift everything over to 10 nanometers in 2020. Hopefully. They've been saying that for a while. We'll see if it actually comes through. But I think the thing that's probably going to rustle a lot of people's jimmies right now is the fact that they also talked about Comet Lake, which is supposed to be the successor to Coffee Lake Refresh. It's going to be the consumer desktop stuff. How are they going to compete with Zen 2 when they're still on 14 nanometers? Well, it's by cramming more cores into the CPU. You just gotta stuff as many in there as possible. But also you got to force people to buy new motherboards because the old motherboards can't handle it. Yes, that's right, my friends. We're expecting to get new 400 series chipsets. The 495 series boards is what we're expecting the 10-core Coffee Lake chip to be compatible with if you want the full overclocking experience. Your stupid 300 series boards, 370, 390, garbage, not worth it. You need to buy a new motherboard if you actually want to upgrade. Unlike AMD, who was promised from X370, you can upgrade all the way through 2020. Intel says 2 years, that's enough. You don't need to actually reuse anything. Buy more silicon every single generation. Do you hear us? We don't want you sitting on Z370. It's not good enough for 10 cores, which in fairness might actually be correct because I mean, they're not getting any more efficient. It's not like they're actually going to be able to run more properly on a Z370. They're actually going to need to draw more power. VRMs probably weren't designed. The power delivery through the socket probably wasn't designed to just muster enough juice for this behemoth 10 core. So we will see how it goes. It's kind of sad. It makes me, I don't like it. I really don't like it. The new socket's supposed to be optimized for upcoming processors and could help deliver stable operation, which I mean is basically the opposite of what Intel has been lately, stable operation. In the CPU department, their GPU stuff is exciting. I can't wait enough. Wait, no, I can't wait enough. I cannot wait any longer to get Project Z into my hands. I want it in my computer, okay? But CPU stuff, they've just kind of been on the back leg, and that has also been confirmed thanks to a study from Mercury Research showing that AMD is still just clawing market share away from Intel, coming in Q1 2019 with 13.3% of the overall x86 market, which is a 1% increase from Q4 of 2018 and a near 5% increase from Q1 of 2018. So there's been some massive improvement, nearly 5% in overall x86, especially in desktop. It's more like 4.9%. In notebook, they've gained 5.1%. Servers is a little bit weaker with 1.9%, but that is thanks in large part due to the fact that Intel hasn't really come out with anything new as of late, but then also they've been suffering from shortages due to the fact that they've been producing CPUs and chipsets on the same 14 nanometer process when CPUs were supposed to move off of it, so they don't have enough capacity to actually do it. And in their call discussion talking about the new stuff, Intel said that they're expecting the CPU shortage to alleviate sometime in June. So it looks like things might be getting better, but yeah, you need a new motherboard for that 10-core Comet Lake. Fantastic stuff, Intel. Thanks for keeping us in your brain. Really appreciate it. Love you too. Bye.